How to draw Ankylosaurus. So, cool dinosaur, this guy. I have a 4-year-old son and he really likes Ankylosaurus. So let's give this a go. Right, so we're going to try and fit in as much of the body as we can on this one, right? So the head's here and we can see the tail up here and all the spikes on the back and stuff. So we start with the eye, as usual. Landscape page, use a pencil and an eraser. Hit pause if I go too fast. Center point of my page is about here. We're going to put the head over on the right hand side. And we're just going to start with the eye, just here, about halfway down. So we go up and over, right? Typical sort of eye shape. Kind of looks like a lemon, or yeah, lemon, or like an almond or a grain of rice or something, right? And then the eye, just in here, you can see just the sort of iris coming around like a circle, and the pupil in the middle. Okay. So around that then we have some like texture lines and eye lines and things, right? So all these sort of wrinkles, bags under the eyes and stuff. Dinosaurs are very wrinkly creatures. So he's got this horn that comes up the back of the head and like a brow with all these bony sort of protrusions on it. So say like coming around the back of his skull, just here, right? And along the top here, we got this sort of frowny sort of bony section. Goes out towards the snout. And kind of go up this way, right? And this will kind of bump back along his brow around, and this will go the whole way back to like a spike that sticks off the back of his head, right? So this spike will go back here. So this is a big bone at the back of his head, right? And then there's like skin sort of around this, like a skin section, and you can put texture on this as well. Okay. So there's another bone down this way. Big one coming down the back side of his head. And this comes back up here. And just around here, well, anywhere at all, you can put the bottom of this bone and like some skin wrinkles and texture on the bone itself. And then this skin line keeps going, kind of joins his face and his mouth. So we'll go up to there. And then we have another sort of skin flap here, like a little V that sort of comes down like that. And then this becomes the mouth, right? And his mouth is like this beak here. And then goes around like that. Okay, so this is like the top part of his head. So the nostril, we'll just add some details inside this space. Now nostril there, this will be black. And then where the skin meets his sort of beak area, it just comes up around here. And you can add textures on this, curving around the shape for the beak. So some more, we'll add some more textures and stuff on this, right? So you want to make it sort of look a bit like bony up here, or like, what would you say, kind of scaly and stuff on this. So you want to just kind of break up the space into different scaly sort of sections like that. Maybe like another one here. Some wrinkles around his nostril. And then some like wrinkles and stuff on his mouth and his lip. Coming around the eye. The skin here. scales and stuff every now and then. You can make them as textured and stuff as you'd like. Okay. Then bottom part of his jaw and his mouth. So curves around here, another sort of beak-like thing. So curves around like that, real curvy. And then we go bumping sort of back this way. And it disappears kind of up into the side of his mouth there. And you can add texture to this again. So, and the jaw. So his jaw kind of comes out here. And it's like it's all wrinkly and stuff. Bumps and things and go up underneath his beak there. And then this is all skin and textures all on his skin here. So he has a bit of a tongue inside here, which just comes out from the back of his mouth. So it'll go like out this way, down to there, and then just the inside of his mouth in here. Like that. So his body is kind of twisted, right? So it's like his head is like he's screaming, his head's flying up, his tail whips off the back, and all the scales and spikes come down here, right? So the bottom of the neck, right? So this is like his jaw area. The neck will like come down from here as well. You'll have more sort of wrinkle lines and stuff just all coming up this way for his skin. Right? Folds and flaps for skin. Textures and stuff on him as well, and this comes down to his leg. This part joins the leg, right? So the leg will go down this way. This is like his body here. So just trying to figure out what to do next. So we go. Yeah, we'll add shoulder. So his shoulder's kind of here. This comes down to an elbow and leg down this way. Right, and the other side, back of the arm down there. And the front leg sticking off here, right? Okay, and this can be scaly and, you know, lots of sort of textures on it. You just sort of follow each shape with these kind of lines, right? And we meet his armor up here somewhere with spikes and things, but we'll just add these scales first. And just horizontal lines, dots, and like scales like this, clusters of circles together, as much texture as you can give it, right? So then we have a row of spikes here, 4 rows altogether, I think, maybe 3. Right, so we'll just start. So come out from here, right? So coming out from this side, right? So we got 1 spike here, right? And then the next spike comes out this way. And so it's a row that goes up like so. You can add texture and stuff on them as well, and like some lines just around the edge. So this is going to curve this way. So we'll just do, and they get kind of big up here. I'll do another one, say here. I'll just draw out the hair here. Maybe like a small little one just there, right? So we go. And they can be kind of going in different directions. They don't all have to go in the same direction. Like this one, I think, goes in behind, right? So down that way. And then this one will go down to there. Right, and we'll just sort of join them together with these skin lines. And like some lines just where they connect. And then textures all over them. Okay, so we can see the belly just kind of going here and then the hind leg going this way. Right, we can actually see the toes on this one. So. Right, hind leg here, belly. So we'll finish this. We'll give them the toes. So we go across too. It's kind of like an elephant's feet. And then texture lines and scales. Right. So then the back, so his back, right? So it generally, right, and there's all spikes and stuff, but we'll just draw the main shape, right? So it goes up and sort of curves down towards this area, right? So, and there's all spikes on this, so you might have to raise some shapes and stuff. So that's like his turtle shell back. And then the tail, with spikes and stuff, goes all up this way as well. So we'll just add a spiky sort of tail. All right, and there's a big club on the end. So say like, just go here, right? And then each of these is like a bone or like just a section like that. There's little bones on the edge of them. And then big sort of gnarly club, right? These sort of bumps on the end, just like a round sort of thing. And it has all scales and textures and stuff on it as well. Right, that's our general shape. So then there's all more spikes and details and stuff on all of this, right? So textures are important with dinosaurs, just to make them look kind of wrinkly. And of course, I couldn't fit his feet in down here. If you have more room, feel free to just draw it in. They're kind of the same as this, so you could just put a foot down here if you wanted. Okay, now rows and rows of spikes and like layers coming across them, right? So we'll just do the spikes first. So we have another row here, say. We'll go this way. And they kind of get gradually smaller as they go back. And they'll kind of go over the edge here. So you might have to raise some lines, right? And another one here. Maybe another one here. Okay. Then another row and another row. And I have a little trick to make these look kind of a little bit three-dimensional that I'll show you now in a second. We'll just add these as we see them now. Right, so they kind of curve back another row here. So they're kind of like shark fins. This one is like on his back. Right, and then here. Like so, right? Now to make these look a little bit 3D, so, and of course you can erase any lines, you shouldn't see like the lines of his skin, like on his back and stuff. But to make him look a little bit three-dimensional, we're going to add another line down them, just here. Like so, and then there's lines that come across and texture lines everywhere. Right? So we got these big lines that like come across the body. It's like his shell is divided up into different sort of sections, curving across like this. Mostly after each sort of shell sort of spike. Right, and then another one here. And then of course textures and stuff and like scales all over. Right, and then you can keep going with that. You can do as much sort of wrinkles and textures and stuff as you want, and then you can thicken up some of your edge lines. Sometimes this helps. I know some people don't like doing it, but just thickening up some of the edgier, darker lines can help. And actually, I forgot a foot here. Like another little foot just in behind. And then toes. Missed that one. Right, now just thicken up some lines. Right, but that's pretty much it. All you got to do now is erase some of your lines that you shouldn't see and then add some shade and color. Hope it was helpful, guys. Thanks for watching how to draw Ankylosaurus. See you in the next video. Bye-bye.